Hi, my name is Yesmeen Habib. I am here with Regina Bryant and Hakim Esley from Die With You. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing great. How are you?
Yeah.
Good. Are you guys ready to answer some questions for me?
Always.
Okay. So what would you say, I'm just going to dive right into it. What would you say was your most memorable moment on this set as the detectives?
We're so connected. I'd say I honestly had a lot of memorable moments. It was just a fun set overall.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if I were to point something out, probably the chase scene. It was my first time doing something so intense like that, and it was super fun. Way more fun than I thought it would be, even though I got injured.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd say
How'd you
the
get
chase
injured?
scene. Girl. So I had to jump over, I don't even know what you call it. I had to jump over something.
It's like a barrier.
And I kind of just chucked myself. I don't know why I second guessed it at the last second. So I threw myself over, fell right into the concrete, middle of the street. Scraped my knees, probably still a scar there.
Oh my God. Well, okay, so you do your own stunts, obviously.
I do my own stunts. I do it
There you
all,
go.
right?
And Hakim?
I would probably say the chase scene as well. I tore both of my Achilles in my lifetime. Yeah. So.
In your lifetime.
Yeah. No, not at the same time.
okay, I was gonna
Oh
say,
God, no. Yeah, I just.
That was a really quick recovery.
Yeah, no. I just tore this one like last year, so it's like fully recovered now. But I tore this one 7 years ago, and then I tore this one last year. So that was my first time like running full speed again, and so my whole body for the next 7 days after the chase, I was on bed rest because my hip flexors were like fried. They weren't used to running for about a year. So yeah, a lot of ice, a lot of ice.
As the two detectives, at any point during this film, did you feel like between the characters, it wasn't true love anymore, it was more becoming obsession?
Dang.
Like our opinion on Twyla and Jerry.
Yeah, you know,
Interesting question.
I think it was a selfishness. Now that you mention it, it's like if I can't have you, nobody can have you, right? Even though they did try to like move on, it was just like,
She was still kind of stalking him in a way.
yeah. And I'm not gonna say too much, but yeah, it was just like I don't know, like just let that person just try to go find them by themselves, happiness and love, and it's just like. I don't know. I mean, love can be selfish sometimes, though, too. Like, so it's just like, I feel like it was an over-exaggeration of that, like what love could look like.
Right, I agree. And I also think Jerry and Twyla are stubborn.
Yeah.
I feel like they are stubborn and territorial. So when it comes to, like you said, like if I can't have you, you need to sit down somewhere. I can do what I need to do or what I want to do, but I don't want anyone else having you. And I think too, it's almost like a toddler. When you tell them they can't have something, they're gonna want it that much more.
Yeah.
So I think that moment when they find out they technically can't be together, it's like something switches where they're like, no, I can have whatever I want, and I'm gonna get whatever I want. And that, ultimately ended up in their demise, clearly.
Yeah.
And I do think it was still love, though. I just think they both are a little bit kooky, a little crazy.
Yeah.
So it kind of went, a little went to, obsession. But I do think they had true love, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
In their own weird way.
Were there any scenes that you felt helped you guys grow as actors and really tested your limits?
Oh,
Got you out
yeah,
of
every
comfort zone?
single one.
Yeah.
I've never done a character like Detective Stewart before.
Same, yeah.
I'm a very, me as a person, I'm a little bit more on the feminine, girly side, I guess someone could say. And Detective Stewart is completely opposite of that.
She's more hardcore and you're very nurturing.
Hardcore, yes. She's no nonsense. She's she has a deeper voice. She's got different mannerisms that I had to really work on, especially even early on in the rehearsal process. It took me a little time to find it. When you're trying to work on the movement part of your character. And I remember Miles even said she's still a little bit too girly, like deepen your voice or work on your walk or, stuff like that I had to find. So I'd say every scene was a challenge.
So that kind of goes to my next question then. Were there any certain techniques that you personally had to do to embody that character? I know you said deepen the voice. And
Right. Details like that, but also I'm fond of animal work. and like attaching, attaching an animal to a character and like trying to find. Because there was times where, I don't want to get specific because that's embarrassing. But yeah, just attaching different, animals for it. No.
Look like, yeah.
But just, I also created a playlist. I do that for most of my characters. So I created a playlist for Detective Stewart and like getting in that type of mindset. What would she listen to? I also even,
what would she listen to then?
Yeah. Oh, what was on my playlist? Oh, I wish I had my phone with me. What's that song by Young, I think it's a Young M.I.A. when she goes, I had too much Hennessy, man. This Hennessy getting to me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little Schmidt.
Oh, she's
what
talking
is that
about,
song?
you call her Stephanie, I call her Stephanie.
That was in my playlist.
Yeah.
That and Not Like Us, I think by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh,
Just a little more like hardcore things. Yeah, things that I felt like Detective Stewart would enjoy. So just different things like that, details of what she would have in her lifestyle. I smoked. We had prop cigarettes.
Of smoking.
I smoked a lot.
I was going to say, I noticed that in that scene, you guys both were very hesitant when it came to the cigarette. Are you guys just both not smokers?
Wait,
Which one?
scene?
Which scene?
When you guys were walking with the cigarette talking.
Oh, I think it was more like, so deliberation. I was trying to get through like, should I be smoking or should I, it was like more so like I'm trying to make sure I have the right thoughts in my head while, what I'm saying, we're discussing this case and what might have happened or whatever. But no, we were smoking. As soon as I got this role, I went and bought 2 packs of cigarettes immediately.
He gave me some, so I could help.
Want some? Yeah.
I have burns in my apartment right now.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, I didn't smoke inside. I was smoking outside. Yeah.
Exposed.
Medication,
right?
Waking baby.
Detective Stewart was smoking in the house.
Oh my God. And then my final question for you guys is, from this movie, what will you take away into your next acting gig?
From this one.
From this particular film?
For me, physicality, like I spoke about with Detective Stewart, but also even working with Alexandria, who plays Twyla. Something that Miles pointed out that I totally agreed with after we were done filming is that she put her heart and soul into this character and into this role. And if when you're watching it, you can tell every physical movement, everything she did was 1,000%. And I just love when actors do that because it isn't just about hear and your voice. It's a full body experience because it's a human experience. That's just what life is. So I think that was a big takeaway for me is also being in a character, like I said, that's so physically different to myself, being able to explore that. I'm like so excited in my next roles to fully be like, okay, what's this new animal that I'm taking on? Like how do they move? How do they sit? How do they like walk? All of that.
You still never told us what animal
what
was.
animal?
Hey.
She was walking around the house like that animal. That's why she didn't want to tell us. She's walking around the house like a rabbit, like hopping everywhere. Like
you'll never know.
Oh, that's crazy.
I kind of feel like it's a tiger. Or something like leopard or something like that.
Giselle's crazy.
It's probably the weirdest animal. Like we'll never guess it. I would say don't typecast yourself. Oh my God, it took me a while to get in the. Took me a while to get into character. That's why I think I was smoking the cigarettes because I was so frustrated because I couldn't find like this.
You literally kept hesitating at one point.
Man, because I'm just like, it had to be. The thing is, right, like the very first scene that we shot was the interrogation scene, which is probably like the most wordy or whatever, right? And so it was just like, I just wish we shot that one like a little bit later because I know I would have been like all up in there, you know what I'm saying? Like
after you kind of got a little more experience.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like some scenes that it's just like, that's Detective T. And then there's other scenes where it's like, that's Detective T, like a question mark or whatever for me, so, but I think that was like the typecasting or whatever. I'm like, do I look like a detective? What's up? What do I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Should I shave the face? What's up? And it was like only through like halfway of filming where I was just like, I'm T. I hate that.
Now, did you also choose like an animal to embody, or did you choose like a character like maybe from NCIS or something like that? Just for you?
Well, 2 things. I did have a playlist. Played a lot of old school hip hop. Lots of like NWA and Flavor Flav and what is that? I forgot. Fight the Power. What's that? Public Enemy. Tons of Public Enemy for some reason. It just resonated or whatever. And I would ride to set with all my windows down, smoking cigarettes in the car, and I'm just like rapping all the lyrics and everything like that. Trying to geek myself up, because that's what he does in the film. He's trying to geek himself up, because this is like a case that they have never experienced before. But yeah, I definitely did that, and I think that's about it. Lots of cigarettes.
My final question for you guys is, if you had to play any other character in the film, who would you, besides like the obvious, like now switch to lead and all that, who would you have chosen? Like, is there
So
like
we can't choose Jerry or Twyla?
Well, you can, but like,
Okay.
would you automatically choose Twyla, or would you choose like Jared's character? Like,
I
if
would,
you had to switch
I
it
would
up a
say
little bit.
Twyla. Yeah, especially when I'm thinking about the other characters in the movie. I'd say, acting wise, yeah, I would just be more gravitated towards Twyla, especially because there's so much there, right? You have the love story, you have the comedy, you have the crazy.
Yes.
And that's something that as an actor is so fun to eat up and dive into, because every actor, every character has a story, right? So to go into someone whose story seems really, really wild would be really fun. It'd just be fun to explore that. So for me, it'd be Twyla. Yeah, it's a challenge. I love to be challenged. And that's why I was excited even to be Detective Stewart, because like I said, it was very challenging for me to step into that. But on that same line, yeah, Twyla would be just as challenging, I feel like.
Yeah. No, I would play me again. I would play.
You would still choose that
Detective
Period.
T,
I know that's right. Stand on your character.
Yeah, I would be T. Yeah, I would just be it. If I can run it back, well, I think every actor does that. If I can run it back, it would just be like a whole different like thought process of getting into character and everything. Like
I would love to do it again, like honestly, especially where I'm at now.
Yeah, like maybe like
It would be
a
Now
good
you're
to
more
do it again.
experienced with that
spin off
character,
or something
so.
like that.
Yeah, I
I
would
don't
love
know.
that.
Yeah.
A detective spinoff.
Yeah.
Detective T, Detective Stewart.
Yeah.
We were a dynamic duo,
Yeah.
if I do say so myself. Yeah.
Look
There
at
it is.
that. Not these two. We should switch.
We
Right
should.
here. We
Why
should
are
be
they
right
even
here
there?
in
It
front.
should be.
They should.
Yes.
They should be in the back.
Yes. It should be switched.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for answering my questions. Again, I'm Yesmeen Habib, and definitely check out Die With You.